Look at that shirt.
So why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
What do you mean, why am I laughing? You come on a recorded call with that kind of shirt on and ask, why are you laughing?
It really fits me weird. I look like SpongeBob.
Hey, I got a dead horse on my shirt, so I'm not. I
Okay,
don't know. I don't know why I'm
loosen it
talking.
up a bit. Why do you
Got
think
some
I wore
live
this
plates.
shirt?
Huh?
Why do you think I wore the shirt?
I don't know. That was a stupid question.
I wanted to guarantee we were not wearing the same shirt
Good,
like we
good.
did
I have the same one, but inverted colors.
go get it.
No, I don't. Heavens no.
I knew you didn't.
No, I don't.
You're all polo. You're not. I'm Polo Association, but you look like you're actually real polo.
No, you know what? This was a gift, but usually I'm U.S. Polo Assassins. That's what we call them at our
Oh,
house.
you're that too. Okay,
Yeah, I
Costco
like U.S.
special
Polo.
or
US
wherever.
Polo Assassins. Yeah, U.S.
Yeah,
Polo Assassins. Yeah, of course.
good,
Mouse
good,
Polo
good, good.
Boss. Yeah.
Yep. So we decided to fire this up. You and I were just talking 2 seconds ago. Oh man, we got to put this on unwatchable.
We got to
So
make this watchable. That's right.
because we wanted Malaka to and no one else to see this because no one watches unwatchable.
That's right. Right, Malaka? Nobody watches this, even you.
Malaka does our video editing.
Amongst
So
others.
yeah, we were just talking. So I don't know. Should I name drop? I don't know.
Why not? Yeah, do it, dude. You had a hard time with Dermesh. You didn't like him. You said he was getting behind the eight ball. Is that what you just said?
well maybe a little bit, but maybe HubSpot in general. Yeah, we've both been HubSpot partners for a very long time, and yeah, we were well, we were just talking about the fact that we think a seismic shift is occurring,
100%.
where SaaS companies are really struggling to make AI relevant. Now they're making it relevant to a certain extent, but there's a seismic shift, and it's hit these companies in stock price and things like that. But you and I, we might fall more into the herd in the HubSpot world, but it seems to be so far with Computan right now, our utilization of AI and Claude, we seem to be doing pretty good. We seem to be ahead of the curve. And by that, I mean our entire operation is wired in, and we're starting to provide, services using AI, creating these what we call Cerebro, this brain of the organization that becomes an advisor. We've been using it internally as our advisor as well. Everything we do is recorded. Every meeting we have is recorded in a transcript, and it has 100% visibility to everything, and it's really been helping us out a lot. So anyway, part of what we were talking about was was SaaS, and I think the comparison we had. What was the comparison? Was like we were talking about the iPhone.
The
So
iPhone and the BlackBerry. That's right. Yeah,
and
and like we were saying, like how well, I'm being Canadian, obviously, Research in Motion. The guys who make the BlackBerry are a huge part of Canadian tech history, and there's like a story about how when Steve Jobs was unveiling the iPhone at the at the Apple Worldwide Developer Conference, whatever it was called back then, I don't even remember. But a bunch of people in the BlackBerry, corporate office were watching it, and they said the first thing they said was, "Why would anybody not want to have a keyboard on a phone?" And I mean, can you
right,
imagine that now? I mean, I say that as a serial BlackBerry user. I had the Bold, I had the 9600, I had like three or four. I was like I could be in the Olympics for two thumb
I
typing.
think I had a handspring visor. Remember those
That's-
things?
Yeah, yeah. Again, those were like early adaptive technology. Like they were really good, and the keyboard on the BlackBerry felt fantastic. Right? People who were in corporate jobs or corporate life at that time thought iPhone, no one's going to use it because it's like touch screen and it's not nearly as comfortable to use as like a typical QWERTY keyboard was at the time.
Yeah, I was telling you that my instincts were so good that when I first saw an iPhone, I was so anxious to see it. I picked it up. I'm like, this thing sucks. No one's going to use this. It doesn't have keys. No, I can't type on this thing. I really thought there's no way I could type on this thing.
Yeah, and here we are, right? We're all
Thumbing my entire life away.
we're thumbing on a screen now, right? Yeah, and that's just how the world is. And I feel like SaaS engineers, SaaS companies in general, just in general, not specific individuals, but in general, they're like radio DJs in an MTV world. Like they're trying to find out what this thing is, this AI thing is, how they can harness it, how they can keep their turf and also enhance at the same time when they know that this thing is coming and it's kind of like coming. I don't say it's coming for them, but yeah, it's kind of coming for them, right? Like it's kind of saying, look, we can do all these things. We have you guys are the data layers, right? And you guys you have the deals, you have the contacts, you have the accounting knowledge, you have the marketing knowledge, but we have the computation knowledge, right? We can turn all that data into information faster than your
Yeah.
software can. So
Yeah, and I think it was interesting too. I guess I'll get back into the conversation we are having. We mentioned a really innovative company, Day AI, who's got HubSpot's ex top product guys running it, really good guys, very smart. Even they had to redo their AI product recently, their AI offering. We noticed because this is how quick this stuff's moving, and
stuff
that's
is
normal for startups to redo their product. But really, and I'm sure they anticipated redoing it. They're not dumb, but boy, the things change fast.
oh
And
yeah.
and 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 in the revision of their product, I noticed that whereas Day was going to be the main UI you used, they've already seeded that Claude's going to be your UI, which I
Yeah.
thought was pretty cool move. And I do think the strategy they have going forward is pretty much on target. Kind of aligns with what we see as ourselves as a solutions company, providing a very similar set of kind of solutions to this new revised Day. So I'm sure they kept some of the core elements or whatever they were doing under the hood, but now they're just like, don't use our UI, use Claude, which
Yeah.
is a good move. And I think that's smart because I think Claude has become like the web browser, right? Like,
Yes.
don't make your own web browser into your product. Use this Claude thing. Use this as the main interface. I think companies that aren't embracing that as the main interface are making mistakes.
Exactly. Yeah. And calling Claude the web browser is fantastic because you and I have talked about it. Most of the jobs that we have now are like tab consolidation jobs. Like you have in the past you might have 10 tabs open with 10 different applications that you're using. Now you might have two, and one is Claude and one is like your Netflix documentary watching, right? And that's about it, or
Yeah,
YouTube
that's pretty much it. Yeah, YouTube and
and
well,
Claude.
I have like 50 tabs open, but they're all Claude. I'm on the Claude Max plan. I'm on the $200 go crazy plan,
Yeah, and
and
that's but you're
and
not
I
you know
did use them all. They're all up at all times.
yeah, but you don't have HubSpot, you don't have accounting software, you don't have I don't know, email marketing software, you don't have all this stuff open all at the same time. You've got Claude open and Claude's computing all that.
Yeah, to your point, I don't even search my email. I'm nowhere near as good an email as you. You're like email rain man. Like you just go. Brrr, you're like the lawnmower man. If you remember that movie, of course you do. You're
Fantastic.
just. I go on to LinkedIn messaging, you respond. SMS, you respond. Email, you respond. Rocket chat, you respond. I don't know. You're everywhere. Like you are running the matrix. But like I hate Outlook, as you know. I'm an older person who just is used to doing things a certain set of ways. I've been working in Gmail my whole life. So my answer has been like hook Claude into your email. So I'm always asking Claude, what about this email? Anything I need to follow up with? Whatever's going on. I'm using and I'll be like, link to that email to me. I'm using Claude as the primary tool for my email search. It's my primary tool for HubSpot. It's primary for even some spreadsheets a lot of times. Like I'm using it to do spreadsheeting tasks. We're using it with Databox now, the front end and the report generator and intelligence for Databox. And Databox has done a smart thing by staying up to date and current. Same kind of thing as AI, where they're like, you can still use our product, you can use an AI in our product, but many of the conversations we've had, Pete, he's shown us, you can just use Claude. You're using Databox, and Databox has viability because it's handling the data rollups, the data consistency, which Claude doesn't do really good, right? So Claude's that front end, that browser to Databox, which is structuring the data, which Claude just doesn't do very well. And that's what Day AI is doing too. It's putting things in embedded, embedding it's using the embeddings to optimize things for AI, and also doing some stuff, some other stuff in there with MCPs.
Yeah, and like there's only I feel like there's just very limited time for how long people are going to buy software like that, in the same capacity that we currently do. I think it's all very much going to change, like the seat licensing or even per use licensing, because when you see even how Claude and those guys do the accounting of things, it's all by API calls, by usage credits, those sorts of things. It's like an unlimited thing for a user. Even that will change. It's very, very unique, and I feel like that a lot of SaaS companies don't know how to use AI. They're not having conversations with real people who are still using AI as a question and answer box, a glorified Google. That's how
Yeah,
most people are using it outside of the tech world or outside the LinkedIn, sphere that we work in.
yeah, absolutely. One of the challenges I have with, we'll go back to HubSpot, um, is to use their AI. It revolves around credits, Breeze
Yeah,
credits. So if I don't get to play around with it and use it in my operation, like I can already do that in Claude, why am I going to pay
yeah,
for these credits? And we know why there's credits, right? Because they don't own the engine of the car, right? Like
that's right.
they're making these calls back to Claude. So if I'm already subscribed to Claude, I have no way of using that Claude subscription inside HubSpot.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
so I'm paying these API calls. So at the end of the day, what's HubSpot giving me on their agents? Like a set of skills and prompts and directives that I could, right on my, like what am I leasing at the end of the day? The API calls, their IP on how to have a prospecting agent, their IP on some of these other agents. But you know, what's stopping me from going non-credit and developing my own skills and my own workflows and going really way much further. And why integrate through HubSpot for all of these things? Now, some cases that you really should do that, but you can also just bring things into directly into Claude. So I still think HubSpot's needed. I think the pricing model and the service model that they currently have is dead. I don't think it's
Yep.
going to go anywhere. They have to rearrange everything to stay in it.
Yeah, and we're still scratching the surface, right? We're talking at a level assuming people have a baseline of AI adaptation already. But I mean, we're talking about like spokes on a bike when most of the people can't even ride the bike yet. I mean, we're talking about like the spokes on like how many spokes you
Yeah,
should, what's the engine, whatever, I mean, or what's like not the engine, what's like the brakes you should be using, and the tire size and the gear shifting mechanism. That's all inside baseball balls and strike stuff. That's not even like most people say, "Oh, a bike, yeah, I can ride it with my training wheels and I can kind of go from here to there with it. It's incredible." They're thinking about it from this high level. Even most people that in our ecosystem, whatever, we're still kind of down here, so we're a little bit ahead of the curve. But most people are way up here. I mean, they're just like, oh man, I love ChatGPT. It can make me pictures. Like it can find me memes. I can talk to that instead of googling stuff. But they're not like it's not integrated into their daily life in any
and
situation
definitely
whatsoever.
not into their daily work life. Like people,
No,
you had made the point earlier. You said that people are using it like Google,
100%. Yeah, like it's like,
using it like
hey,
Google, right? Like Googling things, right? Remember,
yeah, like it's like say, hey, where can I find good vegan dishes in Dover, Delaware, right? And oh, this place, that place, that place. They're basically using ChatGPT or Claude to do the googling for them, right? So they don't have to go through a whole list on their own, which is very, very entry level use of AI in terms of what's
right?
possible, right? It's totally totally more doable.
Yeah, I mean, you're leaving out. We talked about the four layers of it. I'm trying to recall what those were, but like entry level is layer one, which is just using it as a Google. Level two was bringing in memory and more sources of context, using it like a project. Level three was level two. It's kind of between two and three is like the connection, like making sure the files and the connectors are all aligned.
Mhm.
Level three is then skills usage, where you're calling everything's connected in level two and all. You have your project folders, your context set. Level three is you're now developing skills. And level four is you're in like something like Claude Code, creating a completely agentic system. So what that
Agentic.
means is level one, I'm like, okay, what do I plant in my garden? I use this for my garden, right? This is a good analogy. Give me things to Google this would have taken forever to put this thing together. I'm like, give me herbs that are good seasoning for food, that are pollinators, and that are deer proof for my garden, right? That would have taken me hours to kind of go in, assemble. And I said, I'm in Pike Creek, Delaware. You know the soil type here, what's going to grow best. And like those kinds of complex kind of Googling things are amazing. And you could do those for your business. You could do those for content you're writing, whatever. You can pull that in. And that's amazing by itself. But that's just level one. And not everyone knows how to do that with level one or think that way. They might just be like, what's the best price on, basil in the local market, right? They might just be doing simple Googling in it, right? They're not even doing the more complex, you know, matrix of reasoning. So anyway, level two is where you come in and you connect everything. Like we have everything connected. We're at a benefit because we're Computan and we have developers who knew how to build custom MCP connections, right? We could do this for other people. In fact, we do this for other people. So we've been able to take all of our proprietary in-house systems. We've been able to take special implementations like our Rocket Chats on an internal server. We're able to get that integrated with our team. So our team's really hooked us up with like this brain where everything's in there. So we can ask it all sorts of strategic questions about the business. If you're writing a post on LinkedIn, it's got the business plan in the file drive. It's got all this different stuff. So the context, like this hyper aware, super intelligent, full context, right? It knows what you and I know about the business when it's answering questions. So and when it does, it becomes extraordinarily useful. And that third tier is the skills, which is people are just scratching the surface on, where you have that repetitive task like okay, I'm working on website wireframes or whatever. It knows to okay, check this, check the language, check, scan the site, scan competitor sites. It has that routine that it goes through every time. So for those routine tasks, you have these skills. So it's basically like the movie The Matrix, where they put in the kung fu chip, right? And all of a sudden, Neo's doing kung fu, right? Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Yeah. So those are skills, right? Most people are not using them. And then you get to that fourth layer of agentic stuff, where you basically have a whole team, right? You're like, remind me every morning of the things I didn't, give me all the sales opportunities that I haven't gotten back to, or whatever else could be on the radar. Tell me strategically what I should be working on today. Like it could come back to you and give you a report on the business. It could work independently on things. It could be using DataBox to be scanning all of the different business inputs to see what's not working, what's working, and advise you on what to take care of. It becomes like not only an advisor but a doer. It can start doing things and prepping your next 10 blog posts or next 10 LinkedIn posts, or prepping whatever else you need done, right? Getting you ready for the next sales conversation without you even asking it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the next step, right? Is doing all those things. But I feel people are still way far away from that, and that's the opportunity, though, right? So is to bring them closer to it, bring them through those four steps, like you're talking about. It kind of feels like we're playing Mario Kart, and like the track is being made as we're driving on it, and we're trying to like
Yeah.
dodge banana peels and hit the mushrooms and kind of hit the ramps. But what people don't realize is it's kind of like Rainbow Road, though, and
I was about to say, it feels like Rainbow Road.
there's no walls, and some people are just falling off this thing because they don't
Yeah.
they don't know what they're doing, and like it's kind of like, oh man, this is dangerous, and like and yeah, you're turning, but then the ledges aren't there, and it's people are saying they're experts and they know everything, and then it's like all of a sudden something changes and they don't know everything
And there's
anymore.
no way to vet an expert because
There's no way.
there's not enough consensus on who the expert is right now. AI probably couldn't tell you who the expert is because the expertise has been generated, maybe over the past 2 years, but really when we're talking about these four levels, that expertise has only been generated in the past 6 months.
If that even, and
If
even then,
that.
like like these applications that we're using now. I mean, they were not non-existent in our browsers 2 years ago, in our vocabulary even a year ago, right? So it's kind of like all this stuff is happening very, very quickly, and most people are trying to figure out how to use AI or where is it going to fit. But again, going back to our point, I feel like the SaaS companies or how software is, I mean, is fundamentally going to change if it hasn't already because they don't know how to what the best use of AI is in their equation. They're DJs in a music video world right now.
Did
It's
radio kill the or video killed the radio star?
yeah, we say that with MTV is no longer around, but music videos are still around, right? On YouTube and Vimeo or wherever else you get them. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's just they know they need to be. They know that's changing their way their industry works. They're just trying to be the ones with their hands saying, "Oh, I love this too. I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it." But how and in what way? I think they're all just trying to figure all that stuff out. The thing was like like they don't like the software companies themselves. I mean, they want to be a part of it. They want to be on the AI revolution somehow, just like everybody else does. They don't know how yet, and they're trying to figure out what is the best way to do this. What's the best? How do they navigate it? How do they navigate their industry with AI coming in? Right? Like it's they have their hands up. Oh, I want to be part of it. They don't want to be. They don't want to up like Blockbuster in the Netflix world. That's what they're. I think they're secretly
Yeah.
working. With. And
Yeah.
it's interesting. Interesting times. Just interesting.
And it's like, as low as some of these stock prices are right now, I wouldn't be buying any futures in it right now because
No.
I
No.
think, again, I hate to say that because I've been
Oh
with
yeah.
a lot of companies
Lifers. Yeah.
for a long time, and
Mm.
until I see something change, I'm not counting them out completely, but I got to see something change. I got to see something change. And when I mentioned day AI changing, and DataBox has a new kind of thing going. Makes sense. We're using Riverside right now to record this podcast. Software like that will still be useful because it has a function. It's doing something,
It's
right?
doing
It's doing
something.
something that's, and it's also an AI kind of. It's got an AI as a feature in there too, so it works well with AI. So
Type of software though, right? Because a tool like a CRM is basically the primary purpose is to collect data and to show data that you've already collected. Now, with that in mind, there's got to be more to it than that, right? It's got to be more than just data collection, data, reporting. There's got to be more, information, interpretation of the data,
yeah,
application of the data, right? So things like Marketing Hub Pro will be fine because it's emails going out and whatever, and creative messaging going out, sure. But like a CRM, I mean, like it's data coming in. You're seeing the data. What are your to dos? What do you got to do next? But it's telling you what to do, right? And the
and
data of it is where it needs to change.
and as people get up to speed, they start connecting. What you'll start seeing is like the things you have going, all your agents, all your skills, whatever, like before you even have that, like just connecting everything's not going to do it. You need to build those skills, those agents, and you need to build your data storage the right way too. Just the normal MCP connections, not always what you need, right? Sometimes you need to, if it's data that it's looking up, it needs to pre-process the data. We use DataBox for that, but on the SQL side, you do some stored procedures that already chunk out that data in a useful way. In that MCP, you have to go and define the fields and give the AI the context of the fields. You don't have to do that. It will still do it, but it will do everything much slower. So fine tuning. So you're trying to make this thing more intelligent, but then you're trying to make it think faster and more efficiently, not use as many API credits, um, do things faster. So I think the possibilities are endless right now for what you could do to help people optimize. But like you said, people are just using it like Google right now, and the capabilities are so far beyond that. Now, how do you bring people into the loop? We talk to marketers all the time who are like, my CEO's giving me crap. I need to get this thing online. What do I do? Like, because I'm not even using it, right? So I don't have time to use it because I'm busy doing my day to day. So they
Mark,
almost need that person to help them and go, okay, let me see what you're doing in your day. How much of this can we piece off to AI one bit at a time? They're not going to be able to figure it out or do it on their own. They have to partner with someone who's already done it.
yeah. So like someone like us can help a company that's trying to do AI by saying like we can connect, like say for Domino's Pizza, right? We can say we can connect the Domino's Pizza online mobile app to Claude, so you can just order your pizza right through Claude. Hey, Claude, give me the pizza order last week again, and
Yeah.
this time give me extra banana peppers so Joe can sweat more, something like that. And then it'll do it for you, right? It's got the
Come on, I'm
card.
Italian. Banana peppers don't make me sweat. Those are
Those are what we call salty.
I
They're
eat
not.
those all the time. I just eat them out of the jar. But
Yeah,
anyway, I
they're
digress.
salty. They're salty. Yeah, but that's what the future of application integration looks like, right? Running things through Claude. So you just talk to Claude, get everything done, and you don't have to necessarily go to all these 15 different pieces of software to do 15 different things.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it maybe one of our podcasts, or we can maybe show some of this stuff at some point, or bring in some other experts maybe to make it a little bit more interesting. Because I'm sure a lot of what we're saying might not even be resonating with people. They might be going, well, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" It's
Yeah,
literally like having another employee. It's like having a
yeah,
chief
an
strategist.
agent.
It's And the problem people are having, they're just writing off AI, going, AI's not, AI's not, AI's not as good as everyone says it is. Oh, AI makes mistakes. AI is wrong. No, the AI, what makes AI is it can learn. It's like a simulated brain. So, and it's very powerful. The problem is it's just like a human being. Oh, that guy's not too smart. Well, he doesn't have context. He didn't study. He didn't go to school. He hasn't been around the world. The more you can make AI worldly and educated about whatever you're trying to solve, it becomes like a hockey stick in its usefulness. And no one's really even talking about that. No one's talking about you have to give it the right context, you have to give it the right workflows, you have to train it on the right things, you have to spend time building it. But after you build whatever function it is, it's like you have that forever, and then you can move on to the next thing to solve.
Yeah, it really is a brain, right? It does degenerate. It does need education. It needs nurturing. It's not an easy thing. It's not, set it and forget it. So there is opportunity for marketers for sure to kind of maintain to help businesses maintain these brains and stuff like that. And then for people like us, the opportunity is helping connect those brains, do the neurosurgery, make those brains even more functional than they've ever been before.
Right.
But
And I
right
think
now,
to give you an example is if you look at the way our brain is hooked up, right? We have, if you just look at it from a revenue operation standpoint, right? We have it hooked into HubSpot, right? We have it hooked into our email, right? So all the sales outreach. We have it hooked into our transcripts, so all the calls. We have it hooked into Proposify, so all our proposals and past proposals are hooked in now. So everything from the moment they come to the website, we have all those analytics in there, to the visibility on the sales conversations, to the visibility on what's in the pipeline, to the visibility as to what closed. We have visibility into the work being done for the client, and what their relative level of satisfaction might be based on the tickets that are coming in and out, based on the work that's been performed. And then we have that visibility when the work is completed and paid for with our accounting system being in there. So our AI, from the moment we start talking to someone on social media or on the website, or they do a form submission, or call us, those first conversations to the point they pay us and refer us, that entire thing isn't all in HubSpot. But it's all now connected to our Claude. Our Claude has that entire workflow and it's fully educated. It misses nothing now. I find it misses nothing, and it's incredibly useful. Most people can't connect all of those things.
that's the main problem is most businesses don't know how to connect them, why to connect them, how to keep them trained, how to get them educated. When new staff comes in, how do they access the agents? What staff need access to what agents, what tools, what systems? Who can ask Claude what questions? Like those are all things that most of us don't know how to do yet, right? And our opportunity is really helping them figure all that out. Simple as that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it should be. It's an exciting time, but like you said, right now the biggest challenge is, yeah, big. The first challenge is figuring out how all this stuff works and figuring out how you implement those four levels technically. But the other challenge is, like you said, how many people are just starting to use ChatGPT or whatever they're doing? Like, how many people do you think are really building skills or getting into Claude Code and doing custom agents? How many people are even setting up projects the correct way in Claude? How many people are even using Claude versus ChatGPT?
I think we all
You
think
know,
we're behind, and we're not behind. Everybody is behind on everybody else, right? That's the problem. It's like a race to see who knows more, who knows more. We get intimidated by someone who posts something, but they don't really know anything. None of us do. It's all changing way too fast.
so what do you think the best way is to help people to kind of find out what's possible and and to kind of get those ideas, because it's not like people are going to be, you know, you can't do it all one on one. I don't think.
I don't know. I mean, it's a huge question. I would say just try and envision your organization using Claude to operate, right? Or even for your customers to say yes to you somehow, like the pizza analogy, right? Imagine if you are Domino's and you say, "Hey, it wouldn't be awesome if somebody could just go into Claude and say, "Hey, Claude, get me what I ordered last week with extra banana peppers for Joe, make him sweat." They would be like, that would be like the coolest thing. When if you were at a pizza place, oh yeah, I want that. Which is not another way for someone to say yes, which is like a RevOps thing, right? You want to make it easy for people to say yes to you somehow, or even get like a status update. So let's talk about pizza. Claude, where's my order? Oh, I talked to according to Domino's Pizza Tracker app, it's 7.5 minutes away. Okay, fine. Or how many points do I have, Domino's? You got like 85 points. You can go through the pizza. You can just talk to Claude about all of your entire relationship with that vendor who is the pizza company. So
Yeah.
like that's as a pizza company, you got to figure out, okay, like what would be fantastic for me to use for me
Right.
to, and then talk to somebody about setting it up,
Man, I'm
working,
hungry for pizza. What are you doing to me?
making you hungry. That's what I'm
I
doing.
had pizza twice yesterday.
Could you imagine pizza stains on that shirt?
How do you know there's not pizza stains on this shirt? How do you know these things are not pizza stains?
Well, maybe they're not polenta style. Maybe in Delaware they got a little hot sauce in there.
If
I don't know. I don't know.
I wore
So,
this shirt yesterday, they'd be pizza stains.
I
Um,
mean,
but yeah, I mean, and I think the other thing where people can figure out how to use this too would be user groups, different groups where there's some show and tell. People are sharing how they
yeah,
used it, showing what's possible. Because you mentioned how your dad originally with Computan when computers were new,
yeah.
um, what he was doing, back in the day.
Computer classes for people, showing them different software, Microsoft Word or Word Perfect at the time, games, stuff like that, how to use Windows 3.1, all those sorts of, or
It's
DOS.
back to that, right? The old
DOS,
is new
DOS.
again.
It was DOS at that time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to do computer classes. You teaching people DOS prompts and how to load software and stuff like that.
The AI is not going to teach you on its own, right? So
No,
I think to use this thing called AI, the best thing to do is get with other humans who are using AI
right,
and,
right.
and other humans who aren't, who maybe you can solve these problems together with. But always try to have that expert in the room and bring a lot of other curious people in, and the expert learns, and so do the other people who are new to it. That's a format we're exploring right now, and we're hoping to see how many people we can help with that as well.
Yeah. So if you want to learn, you want to do some show and tell with us, yeah, we'd be happy to do it.
You know, you got to show it to
And then tell them about it too.
them. You're free. Okay. All right.
All
Well, we better get to our next meeting. I gotta change my shirt
right. Your
right now.
wardrobe thing.
I'm not coming up with a sales call with this thing on. I,
Why
I
not?
would. I don't care. You know that. I don't care. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I think I'll do it just to make you laugh.
Yeah, we'll try to. All right. See ya.